Hey guys, okay, so I have a little bit more clarity on everything with the groups and the guided practice that I wanted to share with you. Apparently, some things have changed since I taught this last, so I sent out an email to the group leaders yesterday with some instructions, and some of those are wrong, and I really apologize for that. That is how things were before when I taught this class. So I talked to someone last night for a while, and she gave me a lot of information and clarity on what's going on with groups. So I'm in here in the course and I'm impersonating my test student, which means that this is what you guys see rather than my instructor page. So here's, the announcements and all of that. So first thing I want to show you is the discussion boards. So if you go into discussions, it'll show you all the discussion boards. There's that first simulated topic. There's the questions and conversations. Introduce yourself. Okay, now so down here is the discussion boards for all of the assignments, the guided practice assignments. So this week we have 3, which means you have to post in 3 different discussion boards. I put myself in group 8 because that group is empty right now, but it will have your group number and you'll be able to just discuss this with your group. So you're going to be posting 3 times. You have to post in your group discussion boards before you meet. So that is your due date. So those of you who are meeting today, before you meet, you have to post. Now, I don't want you to wait to post right, a half hour before your meeting before you post anything. That is not going to be effective. That's not a discussion board. That's just a place to dump things. So you need to maybe start on Monday with the first section with this you're not normally going to have 3. You might have 1 or 2, but you should be starting by Monday or Tuesday. You should be having at least 1 post up. Now, you're not going to get full credit for your discussion board if you just post your work. You have to comment on at least one other person's post because this has to be a discussion for it to be effective. And a discussion is people talking back and forth. So you can post and say, here's the work I have. I'm not sure if I did it right. Or here's the work I have. I know I did it right. I'm going to help you guys. Or here's the first couple of steps. I'm really stuck. Can somebody please help me? As long as you've posted and made an effort that I can see that you're doing your work, then that's going to be enough. And then you can post on other people's posts and work it out in the discussion board. So that's what needs to be happening. So those of you who are meeting on Thursdays, especially Thursday morning, you have some work to do early in the week. You have got to get these problems up. Do not wait until a few minutes before your discussion group meeting, or you're not going to get full credit for these discussion boards. So that's that. Okay, so then I wanted to show, oh, wait, first. Okay, so if you have done well in these discussion boards and done everything you're supposed to and your group is working really effectively, your meetings could potentially be really short. Because if you worked out most of the problems in your discussion boards, then you could meet for like 10 minutes just to make sure that everybody agrees on the answers and you've compiled everything and you can be done. So these group meetings do not have to last a long time. They can, if you need help, they can last a long time. But really, if the discussion boards are working effectively, then they shouldn't be too long. Okay, now after your group meeting, the group leader, the only responsibility you have besides compiling what's happened in the discussion board and making sure you have a clear picture of what's going on, is you need to post on this last, so this week, the 3rd discussion board, who attended the live meeting. So you have to be honest. I'm going to come in and spot check every once in a while, but you need to put just a list of people who attended the live meeting. That is the group leader's responsibility each week on the last discussion board. That's where you post it. I think I told you to email it to me. Don't email it to me. Post it on the discussion board. Okay, so then I'm going to go into content. And we're in week 2. And here's your guided practice. So these are the instructions you can read. This guided practice assessment, I'm going to go ahead and open it up. It's a quiz, so you need to be all ready. You take this, everybody, not just the group leader, every single person in the group takes this guided practice assessment after you meet. So once you start it, you're going to open up, and it's going to ask you about your participation. So be sure you're honest with this, because I am going to go in weekly and check. And if not weekly, at least every other week, I'm going to check if your participation is good. So don't say you participated and when you didn't, because I'll be able to find out. It's kind of an honor code issue. Just be really honest. Even if you get docked points, it's better to have your integrity. So there's all these questions, and then it just kind of goes through the guided practice questions, and you can answer with the answer your group came up with. So here's all of these guided practice questions. And then what I'm looking for is this last reflection. So reflect on this past week and share one thing you learned. I know this seems kind of cheesy or whatever, but I wanted to give you guys a little tip. This question 13, the reflection, is actually extra credit. So your points for the assignment come from these questions you answer, and this is extra credit. So if you just put like something dumb like, oh, I learned a lot this week, that's not a reflection. You might not get any points. If you maybe just put like one good sentence, you might get 1 point. But if you give me a good reflection, at least, a short paragraph on answering these questions, you can get 2 extra credit points. So that's a really helpful thing. Okay, so just to review, you do your work on your own early in the week. You post your work as much as you can do on the discussion board early in the week. You comment on other people's, you work it out in your groups. The group leader compiles everything, makes sure what seems to be the best answer, brings it to the discussion. You guys meet in your meeting, go over all the problems, make sure everybody agrees, and then everybody does this guided practice assessment. And the only other responsibility of the group leader is to post on the last discussion board the attendance of the live meeting. So I hope this is a little bit clearer to everybody. Just one last thing I wanted to tell you. Because it's the first week and we're all kind of learning, I am still going to grade these discussion boards, but I'm going to be a little bit more lenient. So if you maybe didn't post early in the week or didn't comment on other people's, or you maybe even are going to, especially this Thursday morning group that's meeting first, you may end up posting after your discussion. That is never going to be allowed again, but this week I'm going to be lenient. So to get the credit, you do have to post in the discussion board, but I'm going to be a little bit lenient about posting before your meeting, because all of us are just figuring this out. So anyway, please let me know if you have any questions. Don't stress out about it. I know things seem a little confusing right now, but I promise in a couple of weeks it will be old hat and we'll all be all settled. All right, have a great day.